with examples as well. Definitely back up your answers. Um, just with short and snappy examples. Um, okay, so we're going to look at an example job description. I got this from Standout CV website. So this is the job description. Um, yeah, this is the job description. So what they're looking for is a call center based customer service representative to handle customer inquiries and complaints. And yeah, that what you'll be doing is reporting to the customer service supervisor and manager and working in a dynamic customer service team, for example. And then responsibilities, they've listed out the responsibilities. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, so you can see the responsibilities listed out in bullet point, and that's how they commonly are set out, job descriptions. And it's important you read all of it. Please read all of it, the whole job description, to really see what they're looking for. So with responsibilities, you look at it, be like, you just look at the responsibilities line by line and reflect on how you align and reflect on how you match the job description and where your relevant expertise in is. So for example, have you built strong relationships with customers and promoted your brand and promoted a company's brand before? Have you provided, have you processed telephone orders? Have you understood and communicated the technical product information to customers? Now, they're trying to see, do you have experience of doing these things? Is continued the requirements. So there's usually essential um there's usually essential skills required in a job description, such as being a people's person, being able to problem solve, being able to have great communication. Those are essential for this particular role. Preferred 12 months experience in a phone-based customer service role, GCSEs, NVQs, they're preferred, but they're not essential, which means that if you don't have any of those, that's perfectly fine. But you could stand out by having these specific skills or specific qualifications. Um, okay, so that's an example job description. Um, okay. So can anyone tell me from this job description, can anyone tell me um where which responsibilities or which part of the job description would be relevant to why we should hire you and why, which would be relevant to that question. You can type it in the chat, you can unmute. Anyone? Now, which part of the job description is essential for the why we should hire you? Do you think it's the whole job description? Do you think it's specific parts? Which ones would be beneficial for that? Anyone have any idea? Okay, got a message. All of it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Someone said number 1, 3, 4. Is it in terms of the sections or in terms of the bullet points? Is in terms of I imagine it's the sections that you're referring to. So about the role, the essential requirements and the preferred requirements. Is that what you're referring to? I think it was Toby that mentioned that.
Yeah, I was looking on that just the responsibilities when I made my
Okay,
answer, so I was specific on responsibilities.
okay, thank you. So that would be here. So one, three, and four. So communicate with customers, answer queries, and resolve problems. Handle and resolve customer complaints with understanding and diplomacy. Provide products and service recommendations. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, because these are all complex skills that would actually make someone stand out, especially when they're well backed up with good examples. So yeah, no, I agree. And I agree that all of the job description would actually be we'd be well placed for the why should we hire you. Obviously picking out the most relevant parts, but all of it is relevant as well. So yeah, thank you both. So an example answer to why you should hire me, or why should we hire you, is as follows. You should hire me because I bring a strong mix of communication skills, empathy, and problem solving ability, all essential to representing a luxury brand such as Magnolia Furnishing. So, yeah, that was the name of the fictional company. In my previous role as a phone based customer service assistant, I regularly handled both general inquiries and complex complaints, and I consistently maintained a calm, helpful tone even while under pressure. I'm passionate about creating positive customer experiences, and I genuinely enjoy helping people, whether that's by resolving a delivery issue quickly or recommending the right product to suit their needs. I also take pride in being organized and detail oriented, skills that are crucial when managing transactions, tracking orders, and working with customer management software. I've been praised for how quickly I pick up new systems and for going the extra mile with follow ups to make sure customers feel valued. And I'm confident I'd be a strong addition to your team, both in terms of skills and in terms of attitude. So can someone tell me how this question stands out, like how this answer would stand out in an interview? What would make the hirer um what would make the interviewer, sorry, say yes, I think I want to hire this person? What makes this a strong answer? What do we think? What makes it a strong answer? I'm sadly unable to see um live stream comments. Does anyone have any idea as to how this into what makes this stand out? Anybody? So in terms of what I think makes this stand out is the examples. I think examples really help to allow your answer to stand out. We've got a comment. It started strong and conveys the relevant skills required for the job. Agreed. Thank you. Um, exactly. Um, it listed out the relevant skills that they need. So the interviewer would just do tick, tick, tick. And yeah, it was backed up with good examples. And it appears confidence. If I said this during an interview, I would feel very confident. That's why it's important to actually practice your answer, because it makes you feel more confident. Um, Also the examples demonstrate they had the required experience. Yeah, no, exactly. The examples used were relevant. They weren't just random examples. They were directly relevant to the topic. They were directly relevant to the topic. Okay. Um, thank you for that all. I think that brings us to the end of this. Okay, yeah, that brings us to the end of this one. I will just share my screen for the next. If my laptop decides to unfreeze. Okay, I think I see what went wrong. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to discuss the STAR method. And I will share my screen. Slideshow from new. How does it do that? Sorry. Show taskbar. Yep. Okay. So if you can't see my screen, please do let me know. So we are going to discuss the STAR method today. So the STAR method, what do we know what the STAR method is? Does anyone know? Does anyone not know? What is the STAR method and why do you think it's important for interview questions and answers? Or is interview answers? Why do we think it's relevant? Does anyone know what it is? Anybody? I have a feeling we all know what it is. We all know what it is, or at least most of us. Anyone? Situation, task, action, result. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Why do we think this is important in terms of the STAR method? Who is Simon? Simeon? Simone? Would you like to unmute or would you like to write in the chat why we think this is important and what you think the STAR method is? Okay, so in the absence of contribution, so the STAR method, as Toby's already said, is situation, task, action, and result. So STAR is really important because it allows your answer to be structured and it prevents it from being all over the place. I already sent a video to the group chat yesterday for us to get familiar with what STAR is and how to effectively use it. So in more in depth, so the STAR method is the situation. So it's important to set the context of the project or of the particular example you're giving, the task, what needed to be done, and it's important to reference what you did, not what other people did. The action, yeah, so the task, yeah, so what needed to be done, and then the action, it's important to reference what you did and not what others did. And then the result, as a result of your direct actions, what was the result? What was the outcome? How did you add value in that specific example? So it's important to give good examples and not to just to give generic ones. So this is an example, and I want to ask you all to identify the STAR method here. Where was the situation? Where was the task? Where was the action? Where was the result? So this is just a short and snappy one. And I think it's important that it is short and snappy when it comes to STAR. So it says, during my time in university, in my final year, I studied law and needed to submit my final team project. We needed to meet a deadline with a team member that was absent at the last minute. I had to take the lead and reassign roles, worked extra hours, and streamlined the process. As a result of my quick thinking and dedication to getting a great result, I and my team submitted the project early and got a distinction. So can anyone identify the STAR method here? Where is the STAR? Where is the situation? Where's the task? Where's the action? And where's the result? Can anyone point this out to me? That would be great if someone could unmute. It'd be great if someone could unmute and identify the STAR method here in each sentence. Anyone?
I think most of the time the situation is the question that is asked in terms of what the interviewer wants from you. I look at that as the situation or the context. Um, yeah, the task then is yes, the situation is the scenario that they want you to answer. And the task then is what you were the assignment or the assignment that you were given in
Mm-hmm.
this scenario that you're painting. The action it would be the steps that you took, or sometimes didn't take, and then the results would then be yeah, the outcomes of your actions or inactions, depending on the scenario that you're painting. But yeah.
Thank you. Where is each in this example answer? Is it clear where each of them are? Where the situation, the task, the action, and result is? Like, is it clear in this example here? Um, this university example. Anyone? Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay, thank you for that. Okay. So we can move on. So now we are going to try and do a scenario question. Okay, so this is one of the so if we can pick one of these to structure a STAR answer to, that would be great. I think we can do quick breakout rooms. I think that would be nice. And then you can come back and share your answers. But it depends on who is active currently. Does anyone not understand what STAR is? Just so we can have a go and see how we all deal with it. Does anyone know what not know what STAR is and need any further clarification? I can just assign breakout rooms now in just pairs of two. But if your person isn't there, you can just or isn't active, you can just write it by yourself or create one by yourself, and then we can come and share. So I can just assign. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna assign. So how many are we? 1, 2. One to two, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to create like 4 rooms, and then yeah, if you can use one of these, I can just quickly write this in the chat as well, and you can pick one that um resonates with all of you, or if one of you can just take a quick photo of what each are, that would be great. I can do that in a moment. Actually, I'll just quickly write it in the chat. But it means I have to stop script sharing for a minute. And just quickly write it in the chat. Okay, so you can pick one of those. So let me just quickly assign the rooms. Okay. Okay, so I might need to do 3 rooms. Apologies. Delete. Okay. Okay, so I'm about to open the rooms. Please come up with an answer, but if your person isn't there, please do create them by yourself.